Hi, Marc Warnke here, PackGoats.com. I wanted to speak just a little bit about kind of seeking a mentor. If you're like me, I started kind of paying attention to all the groups, and as soon as you post, you want to do this with a wormer, there's 8,000 different people with 8,000 different opinions, and it becomes really overwhelming and confusing. What I suggest you do is you realize, number one, is there is no one way. Let me repeat that. There is no one way. There are favorite ways, and there are preferred ways, and there are vet recommended ways, and there are kind of the old school guard recommended ways, and there are people who have no idea what they're talking about that'll tell you that that's what they do. So what I suggest you do is you go to somebody's property or somebody in your area and you seek out a mentor. I do believe there are certain mentors online. I believe I'm one of those. That you can kind of go to and send messages to and have questions of. I will tell you that Mary Casey with Goat Tips and Trick is one of my closest associations in terms of a mentor. She's really done a lot of the research. She's super research based and she's experientially based. Sounds like one of my goats is pounding on something back there. He is. But anyway, and you're just take on the realization that there are going to be some times where vets, science, and your mentor are going to be wrong. And it still comes down to you troubleshooting, doing your best. And if you need everything to be a fine-tuned, perfect science, we haven't even achieved that yet with human beings. So to imagine that we have that with goats is just simply unrealistic. It is in some ways a new science. I think practical thinking makes a lot of sense. I think that animals and human beings and everything else struggle and die and have things that just can't be solved. And it's not somebody's fault. So I do suggest that you seek a mentor in your area, somebody you can talk to, somebody that you can call. I wish I could be that somebody you could call to everyone, but I would never lead a normal life if I did. And that's why we've built the courses. We built the courses so that people could come on, probably have 80 to 85% of everything they're going to need to know to keep their goat healthy. And when that's not there, then you can seek out a mentor, or hopefully you have a good vet in your community. Now, one of the things I've been speaking to people to is don't forget to select a good vet. The best people to reference are often small dairy operations in your area. The dairies that have been around for a long time have found the right people, the right mineral, and the right feed for your area. And if you don't have that in an area, then get a really good book. I have some books on my site that you can reference to that will help you out. If you're going to own goats, you need to learn how to give shots. You need to learn how to troubleshoot what's potentially wrong with them. And I'm 9 years in, and I'm still having things that happen every year. In fact, today, I've never had a brand newborn, less than a day old, have diarrhea. That happened today. I've never had that happen. I'm going to have to call some people, figure it out, let them go through the process, and he or I may learn my lesson with that little goat's life. That happens. And so I just want to be encouraging to you to realize that, you need to do your best every day. You need to find the people that you can trust and that you identify with. And this isn't a perfect science, and please don't try to expect it to be. And so I hope you find that helpful. I know it's kind of generalized, and I know that doesn't give you exact directions, and the perfectionistic people who need to think linearly and the arrival point is perfection are very frustrated with this message. But I would hope I give you kind of permission for imperfection and permission to kind of go through the process and learn what you need to learn to support your goats. So I hope you find that helpful. Marc Warnke, PackGoats.com.